What's going on, YouTube? This your boy Galen Cooper, aka G Coop. Put another video up here, tutorial on how to today. Been researching online about the Tinsel on subwoofers, how sometimes when this breaks and comes apart or snaps off, a lot of people were pulling out the whole entire speaker, replacing all this, and pretty much saying that there's quick fixes, but you have to make sure you do it right for it to be permanent. What I did was I bought a few of these wire joiners right here, spliced each side, and pretty much put the two wires in together, clamped them down using my wire cutters. Just the tip right here, squeeze it tight as I could. Locked one in from the Tinsel coming from the speaker, which let me see if I can get in there. And I used a piece of wire that I had just laying around, a black wire, it doesn't matter the color. Spliced it with the wire cutters, and then actually what I did was I already clamped down this end first, going to this, so that way I already had this side finished, and then I used the wire like this, held it, and pushed it up in there and clamped down this side. I just pretty much came in like this, best I could, and spliced it down. The tools that I used today were wire cutters, electrical tape, just some needle prongs in case I needed to hold on to a wire as I was soldering, solder gun and some solder. Make sure you use rosin core. It's thick. It pretty much takes care of any automotive, electrical, big, electrical wires, anything like that. As you can see, this is the normal side right here, how it came factory. This is how it's supposed to come. And being that it's dual voice coil, this is the side that has nothing wrong with it. And as you can see up in there where my wires are, how it comes out. So a lot of people were saying that this wouldn't work if you use this clamp. I use something else. If you use this right here, they were saying that this wouldn't last. I actually already hooked this up once. This never came off. As you can see, it's still on. The only problem that I had was because I did a really quick solder on here just to make sure that the speaker would turn on using these voice coils right here. It did work. I actually used it for a while, banged it pretty hard just to see what would happen. It still worked. I noticed that the speaker did stop working. I took it apart. This was the issue right here. My solder came off. So this time I used a pretty decent amount of solder to hold it down. Used electrical tape to wrap around it to reinforce it, to hold it down. Get my autofocus here, sorry. This is a very good speaker. It's a Memphis Audio PR10 D4 V2. I'm sorry, 15 PR10 D4 V2. It is a Memphis Audio 10 dual voice coiled. I have two of these. I have them wired up in 4 ohms. Don't get me wrong, I had it wired up on a 1 ohm. I have a Memphis Audio 501 amp as well to match the speakers. It is 1 ohm stable. I did notice that when I had it hooked up in 1 ohm series or 2 ohm series, my amp would cut out. Part of it could be because this coil was bad, and when I had it wired up that way, that it could be something like bad feedback or something, or because it wasn't delivering the proper ohmage that it did cut out. I'm not sure, but being that I do have this fixed the proper way now, I will try that. Try that in 2 ohms again to see if it'll work. Subscribe below, comment. I don't usually comment back right away. I'm terrible at receiving comments, but if you have any questions on how to do this, or any further on questions later on down the line to see if it held up, just email me at Galen Cooper, GalenCooper 06 @gmail.com. Thank you for watching this tutorial.